Billy Butcher, serving as the commander of a group of lads, is fiercely determined to dismantle Volt and Set, employing whatever strategies required. He once was a member of the British Special Forces, who is now transformed into a vigilante. Billy Butcher is as charming as he is cunning. He stands as an unstoppable force of nature, possessing the unique ability to persuade nearly anyone to undertake any action, whether it be through the charm of his smile or the sheer power of brute force. He is consumed by a mission in life: destroy superheroes. But this personal vendetta is motivated by his hatred for one super in particular. Homelander, Butcher. He is determined to get revenge on Homelander, whatever the cost. He won't let anything block his path. Born in the UK on December 16, 1976, William Butcher was Connie and Sam Butcher's eldest son. After some time, his younger brother, Lenny Butcher, was born. Due to their father's abusive behavior, Lenny and Butcher grew up to become dysfunctional individuals. As the older brother, Billy did his best to protect his younger brother from his abusive father. Nevertheless, as time moved forward, Butcher started to exhibit some of his father's more aggressive characteristics. He ended up beating up his school principal and a student who broke Lenny's nose. Instead of scolding his son, Sam rewarded Billy for his violent behavior by giving him alcohol. Afraid of abusing his younger brother, Butcher ended up running away from home to join the British Royal Navy, and later, the SES. Although he promised to return, he was unable to obtain leave, and Lenny was driven to suicide by Sam's abuse. Sometime later, Butcher immigrated to America and met Susan Rayner, with whom he was romantically involved. But it didn't work out. At some point after this, he met Rebecca Saunders, with whom he fell in love and married. In 2011, Rebecca would be invited to a Christmas party at Vault Tower, as she is Senior Director of Digital Marketing at Vault International, and would bring Butcher with her. At the party, Butcher would meet Homelander. Several days following the celebration, Becca encountered Homelander in a secluded space, where he assaulted her sexually. After that, Becca would go to Volt to figure out how to deal with the fact that she got pregnant with Homelander's child. Volt agreed to help her under the condition that she disappear and be presumed dead. The contract stated that she was not allowed to tell the truth to anyone, not even her husband. Even though Billy sensed that something was amiss with her, he found himself unable to persuade her to reveal the nature of her distress. After her disappearance, Billy believed she killed herself. Butcher would eventually be contacted by Grace Mallory. Grace would show him a video of his wife entering a room with Homelander and then leaving in distress. Realizing that his wife was raped by Homelander and that he is responsible for her apparent murder or suicide, Billy would agree to join Grace's team to get revenge on Homelander and Vault. During his time with the CIA and the boys, Butcher would work alongside Frances and Latino to fight the Vault heroes. He would also receive help from the Legend in many of his cases. However, after the electroshock incident, the Legend would hold a grudge against Butcher for being partially responsible for his lost leg at the hands of electroshock. One night, the boys participated in a meeting with Faisho DeLuz, where they blackmailed the hero. To prevent his reputation from being ruined, Faisho DeLuz was coerced into becoming a spy for the boys. Furious, Lightbelt would burn and kill Grace's grandchildren. Following this event, Gracie made the decision to retire and dissolve the group of boys. Butcher would continue his war against Valk alone and break many laws in the process. Billy's hatred for supes was fueled by his personal hatred for Homelander, leader of the Seven, following the supposed death of his wife, Becca Butcher. Right. At this point, I believe it's clear to everyone what direction this took. Let's jump to the part about Butcher's powers and abilities. How was it that he acquired his abilities? In the third season of The Boys, Maeve visits Butcher and gives him a file on Soldier Boy. She explains that Soldier Boy was killed by a secret weapon that could even kill Homelander. She informs him that Payback, the super team he belonged to, might actually be aware of the true events surrounding Soldier Boy's fate. She gives Butcher 3 V-24 capsules for super abilities for 24 hours. After Butcher uses the V-Emperary, Butcher goes to confront Gunpowder later about why he is protecting Soldier Boy. Gunpowder shoots Butcher 3 times and knocks him to the ground. Butcher gets up, apparently unharmed. He accepted the V-24 Maeve offered. Butcher smashes Gunpowder's weapon and drops him to the floor. Gunpowder admits that Soldier Boy did not die in an accident. Gunpowder claims ignorance about his death's cause, yet they were in Nicaragua in 1984, and he saw nothing. He was just a child. He tells Butcher that they were working with the CIA and that Grace Mallory was their case officer. Gunpowder pleads for compassion, yet Butcher declines to show mercy towards Soupy. The Butcher continuously pummels Gunpowder until he falls unconscious, and then, with his laser vision, Butcher severs Gunpowder's head from his body. This incident marked Billy Butcher's initial encounter with abilities through V Emperary. However, let's delve into the full range of powers Billy Butcher acquired from V Emperary. Possessing extraordinary superhuman strength, Butcher demonstrates immense physical power when influenced by V Emperary. He crushed the powder pistol in his hand and sent him flying with a single punch before beating him to death. With a single hand, he easily snapped a man's neck and resisted Ryan's exceptional superhuman force. His power is sufficient to inflict considerable damage on both Homelander and Soldier Boy. He was also able to restrain Homelander with the help of Soldier Boy and Hugh, who was also using temporary V. After overheating Soldier Boy's shield, Butcher shattered it into pieces. Extraordinary resilience and toughness. After taking temporary V, Butcher becomes incredibly durable and can withstand an extreme amount of punishment without suffering any physical injuries. He suffered no damage after being hit in the torso by the gunpowder. He is bulletproof, emerging unharmed after being hit by bullets by a group of Russian soldiers. And he didn't mind when Homelander hit him with his heat vision. And he was barely hurt when the two got into a brutal fight, only suffering a small cut on his left cheek. Latino also broke a wooden stick against his body. When fighting Soldier Boy, Billy was able to withstand his blows, although he was shown to suffer more damage than Soldier Boy. Superhuman reflexes. Under the influence of temporary V, Butcher's reaction speeds are increased to inhuman levels. He was able to avoid some of Homelander's attacks during the fight in Harorgasm. Superhuman hearing. Butcher, despite being a super, had better hearing than ordinary humans, capable of hearing certain frequencies. Thermal vision. The Butcher possesses the ability to create golden heat energy within his eyes, and has the capacity to emit it as potent, high-energy beams. The blasts of energy emitted are remarkably potent, given that they effortlessly sliced the powder head right down the middle and bisected his vehicle, totally dividing it into two separate parts. Although he initially didn't have good control over this ability, to the point where it hurt his eyes when using it the moment he took a second dose of temporary V, he was able to use his heat vision with perfect control and without any sensation of pain. The heat vision wielded by Butcher was also demonstrated to be mighty, potent enough to send Homelander tumbling to the earth upon striking him in the torso, and it was even capable of obstructing the latter's identical heat vision, albeit with a noticeable tension from Butcher that wasn't shared by Homelander. The heat vision possessed by Butcher not only could inflict damage, but also succeeded in leaving a mark on Soldier Boy's face by employing a sustained beam, the capabilities of humans, a master in the art of combat. Butcher received training from both Sassy Sass and Sia in hand-to-hand combat. His fighting style is a mixture of boxing, as seen against Translucent and Mesmer, as well as other hand-to-hand combat techniques. It's likely he's also familiar with Goshin Kwai, given that it's the martial arts technique employed by contemporary members of the SAS group. Through the integration of his combat expertise and enhanced physical prowess, Booker is capable of overcoming the majority of regular humans in hand-to-hand fights, encompassing Jock, another veteran from Ceci, and is even able to hold his own against superheroes. In addition to his combat skills, Butcher is also able to create strategies to gain an advantage in battle. This was best demonstrated when he spat out his own blood in Translucent so he could see the invisible hero, which enabled him to combat with greater efficiency. With temporary V, he was able to overpower Gunpowder in a duel, beating him to death, and even put up a good fight against Homelander, crushing him with the help of Soldier Boy and Hughie, who was also in temporary V. He was also able to hold his own against Soldier Boy, one of the most powerful supes in the world, and a master combatant himself, in a one-on-one fight, although he was eventually defeated. An expert marksman, as a former member of the British Army, Butcher is a highly accurate marksman. He possesses the ability to skillfully handle an extensive range of firearms, ranging from handguns to long-range sniper rifles, experiencing minimal to absolutely no recoil in the process. With his marksmanship skills, Butcher managed to shoot Starlight twice in the chest from a distance with his sniper rifle. He almost shot Candy with his rifle if not for Hughie's intervention, and quickly took down a super with his pistol. In the environment of Fort Bragg, he provided Becca with the training to surpass his own shooting abilities, indicating that his level of expertise was sufficient to instruct others. Additionally, Butcher is also very good at using unconventional long-range weapons, being able to kill armed guards using a super baby's laser vision, and intercepting Homelander's heat vision with his own heat vision. He is also skilled at throwing darts, super gifted intelligence. Butcher is exceptionally bright, possibly surpassing Stan Edgar, the Seven, and every other member of the boys in terms of intelligence. He cleverly concealed the remnants of Translucido within a container made of zinc, which is the sole substance that Homelander is incapable of seeing through. Your intelligence extends to your leadership, deception, and manipulation skills. Upon awakening in Fort Wayne, he astutely recorded specifics about Becca's residence for subsequent scrutiny. His perceptiveness is noteworthy. He noticed Black Noir concealed atop a rooftop through his side view mirror. Moreover, he managed to have Stan Edgar prevent the assassin from pursuing him by menacing to reveal Ryan Butcher's existence, an action that would elevate his own standing at the expense of damaging Homelander's reputation. He likewise effortlessly inferred that Homelander, along with Stormfront, were engaged in a romantic partnership, and he knew the cover story for Soldier Boy's supposed death was false. Moreover, he possesses a comprehensive understanding of various torture techniques. The act of bullying. Butcher is an intimidating man, commanding an imposing presence. Mesmer and John Vogelbaum were completely threatened by his thoughts and warnings. A master of stealth, Butcher is highly skilled in the arts of infiltration and escape. He had the skill to infiltrate individuals' residences, workplaces, and vehicles without detection, until he intentionally made his presence known. Moreover, he excels at approaching people stealthily while evading their awareness, even managing to escape Homelander's hearing and Homelander's line of sight. What's your opinion on Billy Butcher? Or, how can we recognize Billy Bruto? Do not forget to spread the word about this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Sending a warm embrace from Cyber Nerd.